The CIA is not an intelligence agency. It's a covert action agency. Covert action being overthrowing or supporting foreign governments. Another part of covert action is disinformation. And the American people, in my estimation, are the primary target audience of the agency's disinformation operation. And I view Vietnam, the entire Vietnam War, was brought to us, sold to us, by agency disinformation operations. When I say us, I mean the American people. The agency developed what they called Wisner's Wurlitzer. That was what they call an organ that he could play any tune he wanted anywhere in the world at any time. Supposedly they owned one newspaper in any country of the world, and whatever articles they want run, whatever themes that they wanted to propagate, all they had to do was just press the right buttons, and those articles and themes would come up in those countries.
Why does the CIA do this? What is the objective of the CIA when they put out disinformation, when they, you might say, co-opt the press?
One function of the agency, as noted by the Church Committee, is to create an international anti-communist ideology. Well, it's my thesis, the reason you want to create this international anti-communist ideology is so that when you go down to Nicaragua and you want to overthrow the government of Nicaragua, well, you can't justify to the American people going down there and overthrowing that government unless you can link it to a greater threat. It's just a little insignificant nation. But if you can link it to a greater threat, then you're justified in overthrowing it. And that's exactly what's happening in Nicaragua. It's not the Nicaraguans fighting to sustain the way of life that they want. It's the Cubans or the Soviets and Cubans who are supporting this regime, and we are therefore, by working against the Nicaraguan government, we are actually thwarting the plans of the Soviet Union. That justifies our actions in that country. The planting of articles is a routine. It's a daily thing that goes on. You have a theme that is developed, the anti-communist ideology. So you constantly are planting articles in newspapers in one country, and you pick it up and replay it in another country. And you use the techniques of white, gray, and black propaganda.
What's that mean?
White propaganda is more or less a U.S. government statement. Everybody recognizes it as such. Gray propaganda is a statement, the sourcing is not quite clear, it's fuzzed up. Black propaganda would be if the agency would put out something, say, from the Communist Party of China and make it appear authentic. One good example of this, during the Cultural Revolution in China, the agency, through its radio transmitters on Taiwan, would come in at the tail end of radio broadcasts, mainland radio broadcasts, and they would pretend that they were just continuations of the program, and they would say, well, the situation is terrible in China. You know, there's a uproar, the upheaval of the Cultural Revolution. Well, there's sort of a playback on this in that the agency, Foreign Broadcast Information Service, was picking up those broadcasts, and they thought this information to be authentic, and they were disseminating it to the intelligence community, and the intelligence community was estimating the situation based on agency disinformation.